Hi Collective, it is Crowquette Tarot, aka Zoe, and I am here with another pick a card message for you guys today. And today I am focusing on your healing journey, your path to healing. We'll look into any kind of relevant energy in your past and your energy now and how you're moving forward, stepping into your healing, guidance for your healing from your guides, all that stuff. And I have two piles for you to pick from today. We have the blue lace agate and we have emerald. So I will have the timestamps down below in the description and the comments. You can skip on to that timestamp for your reading. I will see you soon. Hi, pile number one. So if you chose the blue lace agate, then this will be your messages. So we are going to start with the astro dice to see if I can get any confirmation for y'all about what signs you could be, specifically your big three or any dominant signs in your chart. So we have Leo, so we could have some Leos here. We have 4, which is Cancer and also the 4th house. So you could have Leo in the 4th house or just some Cancers here. And we have the North Node, which is interesting to come out here. So some of you could have your North Node in the 4th house or Leo North Node, but I'm definitely for sure getting Leo and Cancer. So if any of those are your signs, then you're in the right place. But if not, that doesn't necessarily mean this isn't your pile. Just stick around for a little bit, and if it feels right, you'll know to stay. Or if you have an inkling to go choose the other pile, then go for it. But yeah, we are going to start this reading with the tarot cards. I'm using Star Spinner Tarot today. I almost said Oracle. I do have some Oracle cards here. Yeah, so I'm going to start out with where you are in your healing journey right now. All right, Spirit, for pile number 1, where is pile number 1 at with their healing journey? Where are they at? Okay, we have the Devil. We have the Page of Coins, aka the Page of Pentacles. Let's get one more. Y'all know I like to pull in 3s. Whoa, okay. I got 3 more. Or 4 more, oh my god. I'm gonna take them though. So we have 6. And Hermit is on the bottom deck. Hermit, okay, definitely on like a spiritual healing journey. You could be feeling a little alone or isolated in that process. Perhaps you've shed some connections in this process of healing. Okay, we have the 7 of Wands, the 9 of Swords. Okay, lots of anxiety, maybe some PTSD even for y'all, or nightmares. I'm getting OCD for some of you. Okay, and then we have the 6 of Swords, so there's that. We have the 4 of Cups, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, where y'all are in your healing. So I definitely think for those who chose this pile, you struggle with perhaps some intrusive thoughts or just negative thinking. I'm thinking about the term ANTS, which stands for automatic negative thoughts. It's usually a term used in context of cognitive behavioral therapy. So there might just be some obsessive thinking or negative thinking, and you might be learning how, with the Page of Pentacles in the middle, it's like learning to ground yourself and perhaps just kind of seeing them for what they are. I also get, because with the Page of Coins, she's looking down at this coin, and like I'm getting this energy of being kind of grateful or in awe. Like this just feels specifically for you guys in this pile. I'm just getting this very like grateful, beautiful energy, something hard earned. Some of y'all could have felt kind of rewarded by Spirit recently. I think perhaps Spirit might be rewarding you for being more open to help or guidance around these negative thoughts. I'm just getting a lot about negative thinking and intrusive thoughts and things like nightmares, flashbacks. And I can't get over. So there's the devil card, and then there's this like demon looking thing. She's trying to sleep. Some of y'all could have. This isn't to scare anybody. This might not be for everybody, but for those of my witchy bitches, you could be dealing with some succubus energy. Maybe you want to just look into evil eye and some more maybe rituals you can do before you sleep. Any crystals you can use, but also just in general, I think your sleep is suffering and you're being asked, I guess, to look into some remedies for your dealing with sleep issues. So where you're at right now, you're going through it. Pile number ones, you're in your head, and okay, with the 7 of Wands and the 6 of Swords, defending your position. Oh, I'm hearing like, what's that term? I watched this movie recently, A Cinderella Story with Hilary Duff, and there's that quote in that movie that's coming through. Don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. That's not, just with the 7 of Wands that came to me. Just this spirit of not giving up, and perhaps you have an ancestor or a passed on father, or maybe literally your father, like here on this earth with you, that's helping you persevere. There's some very resilient energy here. It definitely makes sense with the Leo energy, and there's divine timing with the Wheel of Fate. And it's real, these energies in the middle between the 7 of Wands and the Wheel of Fate, defending your position. I'm also hearing defending your destiny. And especially with, oh my God, the North Node, defending your destiny, going after your destiny, not giving up. And with these in the middle, the 6 of Swords and the 4 of Cups, it's destined for you to move on from a situation right now and take your losses. That's the energy I'm getting with these. Some of y'all could have moved recently. Some of you are healing from leaving a childhood home or leaving, because I'm getting that family energy with the 4th house. Leaving either your childhood home or leaving a family, maybe leaving a partner. And also because there's this child, like leaving with a child, and then there's this skeleton. So some of you could have a partner that passed and you moved out, or it just feels like this is like someone who haunts you. I could be getting some single mothers here, or moms who were widowed even. That's not for everybody. Yeah. This is really strong energy, and it definitely feels like feminine energy, but for any masculines watching, I feel like your connection to your mother is important. It feels like there also seems to feel like kind of like a void, something missing, and I think Spirit is kind of saying it's related to the mother. There's a need to practice, I'm hearing self-forgiveness, and also I'm hearing like you're really in a self-preserving type of energy, like self-preservation. And I'm seeing like a bear in hibernation, self-preservation. But that's interesting. The 6 of Swords, that's like moving on, that's transition. You might feel like you're resting after a transition. gathering up strength. You have a lot of strength. You have, there's this really beautiful energy of heeding Spirit's call when it comes to healing. But then there's this waiting. I'm also getting that perhaps you feel some kind of change coming or transition, but you're having to be patient, and perhaps that's making you feel a little low because you're just waiting for something to happen. And I'm hearing we're all under the same sky, the same stars, the same moon. So there's this collective. There could be some astrological shifts happening that are very relevant to you, or like transits in your chart, specifically with your moon sign. I brought this up in a reading recently, and it keeps coming up. Some of y'all really need to look into your progressed moon placement. It changes every 2.5 years. Maybe yours just changed, or it's just very relevant to your healing right now. Google it, moon progressions, look that shit up. I'm swearing so much in these videos. Not that I'm still small. It's not like I'm expecting to get monetized or anything, but I curse like a sailor on here. I hope that doesn't bother you guys. Okay, getting a little off track here. So I'm gonna I need to pull more cards is what I need to do. So I kind of want more context about, do I want to get more context to what you're healing from? There's quite a few things that came out here. Yeah, I want to get a little more context with my collective deck for y'all. All right, Spirit, can I get more context for where my pile number ones are with their healing? Perhaps any context about what they're healing from, please, Spirit. Hello. Okay. Dragon. Tell them you love them. Tell them you love them. Huh. What else? There could be someone that you disconnected from, and you wish you could tell them how you feel, or vice versa. There's someone you left behind, and they want to tell you they love you. Maybe you've been thinking about how so-and-so thinks about you now. They would tell you you love them. Maybe this is from a passed on person, a Capricorn, I'm getting specifically, or maybe another fire sign, but especially Capricorn. What a wonderful world. You're learning to love the world again and appreciate like nature and the beautiful things this earth has to offer, despite all the suffering and the chaos and the pain. Prophecy. Okay, you could be experiencing prophetic dreams, or there's some kind of, I'm hearing self-fulfilling prophecy. There's a need, with these negative thoughts about yourself, there's a need. It's kind of reminding me of, with the self-fulfilling prophecy, it's more about your spirit is kind of saying your identity, like who you are as a soul, is intact, and I'm seeing it very like beautiful, very vibrant, like a swirling like rainbow sherbet kind of vibe as your soul. And sometimes we can get lost in these negative thoughts, and we think that, maybe bad decisions we've made or things we've gone through corrupt our soul. It doesn't corrupt your soul, it corrupts your reality. And that's where I'm getting self-fulfilling prophecy for you. There's some kind of thing where these kind of negative energies, you let them corrupt your reality. But there's actually a lot of love around you, especially spiritually. And you are on the path to your destiny. You're in that energy right now. This healing you're going through is destined. You planned this before you started this life. You're with your spirit guides, and you're like, okay, this period in my life on earth, I am going to be pushed by the divine to heal, and it's going to lead me to these fated events and things. I'm also getting things will start making more sense. about, just like psychology. You could be getting more context for what you struggle with and things like this, or maybe you're in therapy. It means different things for different people. We also have a dragon. Okay, so some of you could be Year of the Dragon or connect with dragons. Also with like the Leo and with dragons, very fiery, very protective, very powerful. I'm hearing mama bear, but then I'm hearing mama dragon. Like, that's your energy. If you're a parent watching, that's your energy. That's your energy. Or perhaps this relates to someone who raised you, or just a spirit guide. Perhaps a dragon will appear in your dreams, and that'll be a sign for somebody. I also got, and this has come out before, the Penelope movie from 2006. Y'all have some negative thoughts about how you look. And I'm not going to lie, it's giving, what's the term? It's getting lost on me, so maybe I'm just not supposed to say it, but it's just, it's when you see yourself differently, like your body dysmorphia, there we go, or like facial dysmorphia. There's just some of that energy, and I'm not saying all of you struggle with that and like meet the criteria for like a whenever I say these terms, I'm not diagnosing you. I am not professional. Obviously, I'm just reading energy, and sometimes, my knowledge of psychology comes out. But there's definitely a need. And tell them you love them. There's a need for self-love, and I do feel, oh my gosh, something just came full circle for me. With tell them you love them on top of the devil. Your shadow self. Tell your shadow self you love them. Tell the version of you going through a dark night of the soul that you love them. I think a lot of these negative thoughts, intrusive thoughts, I'm not saying telling them you love them, make them go away, but it's kind of like reparenting vibes, but it's more like nurturing the part of you that you judge and you just kind of shove behind you and refuse to look at. This part of you is really craving love, okay? So that's definitely a message for somebody. And I see in between the deck, I just saw that lacking in spiritual knowledge. So, I want to see what's under that, because I want more context with what that means. They couldn't walk a mile in your shoes, lacking in spiritual knowledge. So perhaps someone, I'm getting this as an external energy. Okay, so, like the past version of you was lacking in spiritual knowledge, but also not being able to walk a mile in your shoes. Someone that you separated from that lacks in spiritual knowledge couldn't walk a mile in your shoes. No one could survive what you've been through. And it's your connection with your spirit guides and your soul that's gotten you through these things. Don't judge yourself for any mistakes you've made, for all the trial and error you've been through, because at the end of the day, it really is true. Like, you planned out your life, right? But you have free will. People have free will. You've been through a lot. And I don't know what else to say about that. It's just, you're very aligned with spirit. You're aligning with your destiny. And it's been no small feat. It has been a hero's journey. Okay, we've probably had a lot of hero's journeys. All right? You're constantly going, like, you're evolving on a soul level so much during this lifetime, and it's very valuable. That, coming back to that, what I said about her seeing the value in the coin, looking down at that coin, being grateful, there's so much value in this lifetime. And just on a soul level, no one deserves the pain you've been through, the suffering you've been through, but it's not for nothing. It's like you've gained power, you've gained spiritual abilities, You've gained an appreciation for the world and what a lot of other people take for granted. Very beautiful energy. I'm going to pull some bird. Oh, I forgot to say. Oh, is this backwards? No, it's not. I was hearing for this pile specifically the song Bluebird by Lana Del Rey. It's a more recent song that came out. And to me, when I listen to that song, it's giving like leaving an abusive or toxic relationship, feeling stuck in and wanting to free yourself. So I'm going to shuffle some cards from this deck, just as kind of some messages from Spirit, okay? And yeah, okay. Bluebird, bluebird, fly away for both of us. Cormorant, I've never heard of this bird. Planning, transition, commitment. I said transition earlier, didn't I? Grackle. Birds have such funny names. What is this? Cormorant and grackle. Grackle. Aggression, determination, and illusion. I'm getting like prone to illusions, but they don't like you're on the right path and you're moving forward with strength, but it's like I'm also getting ADHD. Like it's just like getting distracted, and it's like, wait. I'm also hearing, is this fucking play about us? Maybe looking into things too much that you feel like resonate with you or you see yourself in, but it's like, this could be social media or I don't know what. It's like seeking clues about your identity like externally, and we kind of all do that, but it's like, it's that corrupting your own reality energy. Trust in the path. Don't get too distracted with all that stuff. And especially any distractions that are aggressive and come from a low vibrational place, someone picking a fight with you. I think that you're like, been there, done that. Don't let it distract you. Very strong, determined energy. Okay, can I get one more, Spirit? If the bluebird come out, I lose my mind. Osprey, perception, abundance, and confidence. Sometimes these don't focus. I know. I need to maybe get a... There we go. Figuring it out. Look at me. What's on the bottom? Chickadee, industry, leadership, and review. This feels like your spirit guide's keeping an eye on you. Osprey, perception, abundance, confidence. There's a lot of logistics you're dealing with right now. Perhaps this has to do with finances or the home, setting a foundation for yourself. In the middle, aggression, determination, and illusion. It's that fiery energy in the middle, getting distracted. You hear that siren? A lot of people in readings will hear the siren like confirmation. For me, I feel like a warning. So there's definitely a warning about illusion and yeah, just that corrupting your own reality. Again, I'm not saying this to freak you out. It's just, I think that you're aware of this, that you do this, that maybe just play some mind games with yourself about who you are, negative thoughts, what you look like, what other people think of you maybe, or just, but mainly what you think of yourself, because that bleeds into everything else. And what's the bottom card again? Industry leadership review. I think that maybe asking for help and kind of reviewing your perspective, I'm hearing. Can I get one more, Spirit, for pile number 1? Swan, transformation, dreams, and illusion again. Some of y'all could work with Aphrodite or have an affinity with swans or daisies or daffodils. I'm getting. Oh, man. There's a lot of illusion here. There's a need to, and this is also very like 7 of Cups energy here to me. And with the dreams of the 9 of Swords, this is all like really coming full circle. You need to transform through these illusions, and how you do that is literally just time, by persevering, by seeing how your character and your identity holds up through different periods of your life. Letting yourself dream about who you want to be and where you want to be, trusting the transformation. I'm also getting that scene, there's a lot coming through. I feel like you get really confused about who you are and like your perception of the world around you sometimes. Like I'm getting that scene in the original Willy Wonka with Gene. Well, it's in both of the movies. You know, when I feel like the first one was a little like more intense for me when they're going in that boat in that tunnel, and it's kind of, it looks so overstimulating and visually it's very intense. They're going through this tunnel and it's like loud. And that's like the transformation you're in. There's just a lot you're seeing. And I think that you are very intuitive and you do get these messages. But that's just kind of the nature of going through transformation, for going through this tunnel. It's like there's a lot of like your thoughts and your perceptions that are coming to the surface because they need to transform. You need to transform them. All right. Okay, so I have 2 more things left to do. First, I'm going to get some messages from Spirit for my new tea leaf oracle, and we're going to see kind of in the near future about your healing. Just some messages from Spirit, around your path forward to healing. All right, for pile number 1, that is a lot. I can't take that many. That was like 10 of them. Spirit, for pile number 1, what is coming their way in their healing? What direction are they heading? What guidance do you want to give them, please, Spirit? Broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. And then with broken bridge, I'm also getting that with like relationships, but it says problem. What is this one? Whale, great worry over nothing. Yeah, y'all get in your head, and Spirit is like, you're worrying for nothing, baby. Unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Okay, I want to get more before I comment on that. Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assure success. Broken ring, parting of the ways in either romance or business. Okay, so we have broken bridge and broken ring. So some of y'all may be ending a relationship. That might be a little beyond repair. And this is part of your transformation and kind of what's in like your soul's plan, your soul contracts. There's definitely an ending of a relationship or something that feels stable or has been stable in your life that's kind of crumbling. But this isn't to scare you. This is you're held in high regard spiritually. You've already had a lot of success in your life. You're very strong, and you know, I'll say it over and over again, you're very strong, but you don't have anything to worry about because you're in your destiny. You're in the flow of fate. You're in the right timeline. You're kind of progressing into a new period of your life. You gotta trust it. 4-leaf clover, great, good fortune. Okay, you're earning, I'm hearing currency, and it's like I'm seeing someone like logging in a journal like how they're feeling, or like a mood tracker, but then it's like they get a reward. It's like submitting to a teacher, but it's like how you feel. And I'm like the teacher, I'm sure your spirit guides, and you get back the 4-leaf clover. And that means different things for different people. Can I get a couple more, Spirit? Hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally. Yeah, a time of rest definitely coming up, but also if you've been meaning to take a vacation, take it. All right? Especially alone. Like I'm getting traveling alone, or like at least because there's some kind of relationship you need a break from just to like be in your own thoughts. Older woman, dealings or relationships with an older woman. Okay, so with your healing journey, an older woman is relevant. Perhaps she's someone that will bring you this luck or good fortune. Perhaps you're going to be vacationing with an older woman. Perhaps there's a specific, you know, energy there with, you know, say like you have an ancestor, passed on loved ones that used to lay in a hammock all the time. For example, like a grandma that had a hammock, you know, that could be a little nod for someone. What's on the bottom? Broom, new home, new attitude. Some of y'all could definitely be moving, or you just moved. Okay, this is good for you. This is good. But beyond the literal, like, new home, but new attitude seems more important. Like, assess where you are, like, your perspective. Yeah, new attitude. And I'm hearing, what's that phrase? Attitude of gratitude. There we go. Yeah, attitude of gratitude. Pile number 1. So that's your cards. And to end off the reading, I'm going to pull, or I should say flip to a random page from A Poet's Tarot book. I said I didn't write this, obviously. This is just a cool book I have, and I'm going to flip and read you a poem because it's something you need to hear. All right, Spirit, pile number 1. Give them a poem. Okay, you got the 6 of Swords, which we pulled, and that's crazy. Okay. And here's the image. Your boat separates the waters. As you cross the river, which is untiring, you have murky waters to one side, placid waters to the other. I'm hearing Lake Placid, by the way. On your boat, which is small, sit your people, who are few. Impaled on a bench, there are 6 swords of past sufferings. You don't know what awaits you on the opposite shore. You suspect it is much like the one you have left. Yet, when you get there, you will find that the river of bloody waters and its difficult portage have changed you. Once on that shore, you can abandon this boat pierced by the 6 swords of your sorrows. Okay, pile number 1, that is your message. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Hi, pile number 2. So if you chose the emerald, then this will be your message. As always, I'm going to roll these astro dice and see if I can get any of your signs, specifically in your big 3 or any dominant energies in your chart. You know, we'll see. We have the 11th house, which is Aquarius. We have Scorpio and Uranus, which is also Aquarius. So Aquarius and Scorpio energy. Or you could have Scorpio Uranus, you could have Scorpio in the 11th house, you could have, is there anything else? Uranus in the 11th house, there we go. So you don't necessarily have to have these signs or placements. Stick around and, you know, you'll know if this isn't the pile for you, all right? Trust your own intuition. So I'm going to pull some tarot cards, just kind of about your energy around healing right now. We'll kind of lay a foundation of what this reading is going to be, what your spirit guides want to say. All right, so for pile number 2, Spirit, tap me into their energy. Where are they at in their healing? For pile number 2, please, Spirit. Okay, we have the 3 of Wands, so definitely looking in the future. That's cute. I'm hearing peculiar child, maybe in the energy of a child that's like curious about what lies ahead. There's a lot of messages coming through with that card. Maybe you could be someone who feels closed off to a certain part of the world, or like, I'm getting the energy of maybe someone who was sheltered as a child even. We'll get more. Queen of Chalices, which is the Queen of Cups. Okay, divine feminine energy here. What else? Some of you could be mothers, or your relationship to your mother is relevant to this. 3 of Coins, so there's 2 3s. 3 of Coins, aka 3 of Pentacles. Okay, what's on the bottom deck? 9 of Swords. when it comes to your healing energy, I think you're in a good spot, pile number 2s. I'm hearing cosmic awareness. Some of y'all could feel like maybe more so than you ever have been, or just specifically right now, there's this energy of feeling aware of the tides of the energy you're in life, like spiritually. There's spiritual awareness here, and also feeling really in touch with your emotions and like the flow. You might be crying more, but Spirit is saying this is good. It's good to cry. It's healthy to cry. 3 of Wands and 3 of Coins. You're collaborating with somebody when it comes to your healing. Perhaps collaborating with your inner child, I'm getting. Also, I'm hearing genie in a bottle with this card. I'm a genie in a bottle. I don't know the lyrics to that after that. I don't know like any of the lyrics to that song, but I just heard genie in a bottle. A granted wish is coming through. A wish being granted in your near future. I'm getting either you have a supportive relationship with your mom, or you are a mother, or you embody that maternal divine mother energy, or maybe connected to like Mother Gaia or Aphrodite. I'm also getting like nurturing, loving, maternal energy is just coming through really strongly. You have the love of a mother that's with you right now. Maternal love, whether it's like inward and it's something you're giving out. Like there could be like, what is transmutation I just heard. I mean, I'm thinking transmuting. Is transmutation a word? I think it is. Interesting. Just some energy. Oh, now I'm getting those like Animorph books. What the heck? From when I was a kid. Like evolving, shape-shifting. Perhaps you have a lot of different parts of yourself. I'm getting specifically 3. Actually, some of you could work with them more again. Or just like, I'm getting like a triple goddess, but it's like you, and it's like you have these different forms, and one of them feels like a divine mother kind of archetype. What else, Spirit? What is pile number 2 healing from? I'll say that. Pile number 2, Spirit. I'm going to bridge shuffle. What is pile number 2 healing from? Please, Spirit, what is pile number 2 healing from? The 6 of Pentacles. What else? Let's get one more, Spirit. 2 more come out. Okay, so there's 4. On the bottom, we have the King of Coins, King of Pentacles. So there could be an earth sign. Your dad could be an earth sign. Or like there's a spirit guide, like that's an earth sign. There's like a male, like a masculine energy. That's an earth sign that's relevant here that you're healing from. Okay. So we have the 6 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, and the 9 of Cups. Okay, so we are healing from... Interesting. A need from recognition. There's definitely a need for recognition here for all of your... I'm hearing sacrifices, but all of your struggles, like, to be validated and seen and celebrated. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's like external validation of your success to kind of keep your spirits up. Like you're healing that energy of wanting external validation so you can kind of stand on your own and encourage yourself. Like you're learning how to not need that external validation. And to be willing to dance on your own, to enjoy life on your own and its pleasures, and not, it's like dancing when nobody is watching type of energy. And with the Six of Coins, that's like charity, that's give and take. And there's this energy right here. It's like a child, and it's like, can you see that? Yep. Interesting. I get different messages when I see this card. I mean, because there's just this one person on here that's this child. Maybe you learned about give and take when you were very young. You always felt cared for. Or maybe like you're providing for your inner child in a sense now, like giving it security. It's interesting. I'm seeing like a matchmaking game. And then I'm also seeing assigning like price tags to things at the store. You're healing your value system. And I think that you're healing. And this isn't just about money. So like maybe you're healing making impulsive purchases, for example, or how you spend money in general. But there's also this feeling of like, how do I say it? Perhaps some of you are saving more. But this really does feel like a value system thing to me, about what other people bring to the table. Maybe like even material items. Like I'm really getting like a literal sense of also just like purchasing things at the store and assessing like, what does this give me? Why am I seeking this out? There's something about the inner child and like buying things that remind you of your childhood or give you a sense of comfort and of peace. But like your happiness comes dancing when nobody's watching. External validation. It's like you're kind of using your need for external validation. You're replacing that maybe with external items, like purchasing things. And you're learning lessons and you're healing about self-gratification, self-pleasure. Dancing when nobody is watching, that keeps coming through. The love of a father is coming through. Maybe an absent father, or maybe a father that's not in your life right now, but watches over you, bringing you abundance. But I'm seeing like spirit holding something back. And I'm not sure what that is. I'm also seeing someone like a cookie in a cookie jar. Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? That'll make sense for someone. I'm not sure exactly what that means. What's on the bottom of this? 8 of Coins. I'm hearing you're clocking something, or your dad is clocking something. It's interesting. Okay, so let me pull some bird oracles about some more messages from Spirit about your healing. Spirit, for pile number 2, can we get some healing messages for that? Nice. Okay, so we have Hawk and Starling, and on the bottom we have Sandpiper. Okay, Hawk and Starling. Hawk, wildness, perception, observation. Starling, community, communication, and clarity. Okay, I'm hearing observing people in your life, observing what they say, observing their body language, observing their actions. Like, keeping count, like keeping a score, I almost want to say. Like, you know how people will be like 3 strikes you're out. I'm not saying like necessarily use that system. Well, maybe. And I mean, I'm also seeing spirit kind of enacting some kind of system like that. Maybe like giving you nudges about that. I'm hearing something about acting quick. Like with the hawk, I'm getting something about hunting, but it's like you want to have a heads up. Like you want to be the first one on the hunt. How do I say this? You don't want someone to have the upper hand. There's a need to observe that within yourself, but also have compassion for any kind of like primal instincts we as humans have. Yeah. I'm also hearing carnage. Like observing the more brutal parts of nature, like human nature. And this could be within your community. Also gaining clarity on people in your community, people you're close with, like having more I hear convoluted. You might have been having a lot of like convoluted conversations recently, but you need to have conversations to gain clarity and maybe even do a clarity spell. Yeah. There's something about how your relationships would hold up in the wild. Like if you're thinking about how a relationship is doing, I feel like this would also like give some people the ick. But it's like think about being stranded like in the wilderness with someone and how y'all would work together, how they would do, how you would do, how you think that things would go. Like, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I mean, maybe like you've been camping with someone, or if you do, that'll give you insight on a relationship. It can mean different things for different people, but it's like, I'm not saying you need to have great survival skills, okay? I'm not talking about make sure the person you're with knows how to start a fire with, you know, the sticks or whatever, the flint. I've watched Survivor. I would not survive very long in the wilderness by myself. Let me say, my spirit guides might protect me, but oh man, I don't know if I have those kind of survival instincts and like the physical strength to be on that show, for example. But I'm also hearing the Hunger Games. Okay, I'm getting a lot of messages, and it's reminding me of like a friend I know watches these videos, so I'm curious to see if they watch this because I'm getting some of their energy too. But yeah, I'm hearing the Hunger Games. I'm hearing like, think about if you had nothing with this person. Like take out the kind of more parts of relationships working when it's like how much money do you make and jobs and how someone looks on paper. Think about how y'all would do with nothing except yourselves out in the wilderness surviving, being in survival mode. Think about how would that go. And if you don't know, maybe like just do some shadow work about it or think about it more. I don't know, there's just something about that. Okay, maybe you're in a survival mode in a relationship and you need to have more conversations to gain clarity on that. Different things for different people. But just because there's 2 hawks on this card, I'm getting that. And when I saw community with friends and with partners and things like this, just your relationships, having one-on-one conversations is important. Okay, and I want to get some more context for your healing with this pile I should use? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pull some collective cards. I don't recognize you anymore. Okay. So, and that kind of, I just subconsciously put that on top of the hawk card. Someone doesn't recognize, or maybe you don't recognize someone in a relationship. You've been doing a lot of healing to the point where people might not recognize you anymore. Vulnerability. Being vulnerable by being authentic. And like part of authenticity is being yourself, like showing how much you've grown, just like your energy itself. People don't recognize it. Also, there's a feeling of like being vulnerable by acknowledging people in your life that maybe changed. Landslide, Fleetwood Mac. I have been afraid of changing 'cause I built my life around you. Guardian Angel. Time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Feeling misunderstood, projection, 888. 888, that's it's reminding me of the heart chakra now, but that's abundance, that's good karma. You might, if you look out for the number 888, okay, from your spirit guides, or maybe that's showing up to you a lot lately. Feeling misunderstood, projection. Okay, someone projecting onto you is definitely coming through and it's making you feel misunderstood. Guardian angel. You have a guardian angel watching out for you, protecting you. Heck, maybe they don't recognize you anymore. Like, dang, you've grown a lot. Landslide, Fleetwood Mac. That's, yeah. The painful parts of growing up, right? Of growing. Afraid of change. Some of y'all are afraid of change. But you have a guardian angel with you. It's going to be okay. All right, I'm going to pull some tea leaf cards now to see kind of messages from your spirit guides about where you're heading with your healing, what's coming your way, your healing journey. Needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. Okay. Camel, persevere and you will overcome problems. Can I get one more, Spirit? And Spirit said, let me give you 2. Elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Camel and elephant, and those are both, or there's 3 actually. But you got camel and elephant, and those are both animals that can like journey long distances and sometimes will be used to, especially camel, but elephant as well, to like transport goods. I'm getting. I don't really know what that means. Casket, someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. Okay. R.I.P. I guess. An end to a relationship is coming through. Also, perhaps like a burial. Perhaps you went to a funeral recently. If so, you have my condolences. But this does feel like laying something to rest. It's also reminding me of the Look What You Made Me Do music video by Taylor Swift when she's like burying her past selves. There's that too. Mountain road. You are on the road to success. Okay, you're on the road to success. All right, you're on the right path. Hold on one second. I set an alarm. I just remember that's gonna go off in a couple minutes, and I'm gonna turn it off so it doesn't scare me. We're wrapping things up, so that's perfect. Okay, yeah. So the mountain road and the camel, the elephant, it's like very, I'm seeing like animals, and it's like a long journey, but it's like you're prepared, you have what you need. What's on the bottom? Sun, happiness and well-being. Okay, trust that things are happening for your happiness and well-being, and there's some kind of wish being granted, and because that's by the casket card, it's making me think if you've like made a wish to someone who's passed on, or like you did before they passed on, that's being granted. They're granting that wish for you. I kind of want to get one more because there's 5 and it's bugging me because there's a missing spot. That is too much, girl. I can't read 20 cards right now. What the heck? Okay. Vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Okay, so there's worry about someone you're in a relationship with, or like those who are like opposing you, like ops, enemies. But you're on the right path. Also, Vulture makes me think of like being resourceful, and I think it's interesting with the casket, and you know how vultures feast on the dead, they're resourceful in that way. Like, that's just interesting to me. It's kind of like transmuting energy, renewable energy. Yeah. So those are your cards. Oh, and on the bottom now we have bowl, plenty of material things. Yeah, you're covered materially. You have what you need, period. What did I say? So those are your cards, pile number 2. To end your reading, I am going to go to a random page in this Poet's Tarot book. So we're going to finish off with a poem. So for pile number 2, Spirit, give me a poem for them. Oh, that like didn't even pull to a poem. That pulled to like how to read cards. But because I went to that, maybe like learning more about the tarot and reading for yourself. Fortitude, there we go. Okay, so here's a poem about fortitude. I'll tell you how easy it all could be. Trust your strength. Your hand and your arms will find their path. Let serenity, delicacy, and softness guide them. See how scared is your enemy under his boasting. He will win if he is to win, no matter how taken you are with your own reasons. First thing, you must dress. Bathe, and then examine your clothes laid out on the bed. Once dressed, don't forget the ornaments. Samurai always prepare for battle by dressing up, impeccably, as do bullfighters. They dress slowly, concentrating on every moment, as in prayer. Then think that your victory matters only now, for afterwards all will return to its course. Feel your feet planted on the ground and stand for yourself and for your center, not for a square of earth that never did belong to you. Okay, pile number 2, that is your reading. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Love ya.